Hey, Mike here. And if you're considering investing in real estate, specifically multifamily real estate, you might have a few questions of, do I want to do small multifamily or larger commercial multifamily like an apartment complex? Here are 6 questions for you to ask to help you make your decision. So number 1 is, what type of money do you have available? So it's not necessarily about the amount, but it's about the liquidity. And so you want to think about, if you have control over what happens with a real estate investment, you can help control that liquidity. If you're investing in something larger, it might be tied up for a few years while they're executing on their strategy. Maybe it's fixing up the property. So you're turning, let's say, 50 units. That takes time. And so you may not have those funds liquid and available to you. So think about how accessible you want your money to be. Number 2, what decision-making authority do you want to have? Typically on smaller properties, there's less people involved. You might have a chance to have a say in what happens, the strategy, the execution, maybe the market's changed, something else has happened. If you're in a larger property like a real estate syndication, if you're a limited partner, you won't have that same decision-making authority of what happens. And so in some regards, that's better because if you're not somebody that has a lot of real estate knowledge, you're putting your trust and you're having people who are very experienced in real estate and large commercial real estate investing, you're putting your money in their hands, so they might make better decisions than you. But if you're the type of person that maybe doesn't want to have your decisions being made by other people, that's something to consider, maybe leaning a little bit more towards small. Number 3, I already touched on this. How liquid do you want your money to be? Similar to the type of money that you have available, the liquidity matters. And so do you want your money tied up for a long time? Do you not want your money tied up for a long time? The returns differ, so it just depends on the type of property. So it's not like one is more than the other. If it's less liquid, you're going to make more money. It just depends on what you're doing, what you're investing in, where you're investing, how the market is. Number 4, do you want to go at it alone or do you want to go at it with others? If you're somebody that already has experience, you know what you're doing, you might want to bet on yourself and lean on yourself to make those decisions. If you're not already in the real estate space and maybe you don't have time to learn everything about real estate, then you're going to want to go at it with others, people who have been there before, done it, people that have had dozens and dozens of sales or had large commercial properties that they've already managed before. And so in those regards, you get to lean on their expertise and make good returns based on what they've already done in the past versus you trying to go through the learning curve and putting your money at stake, trying to learn on the job as you go. Number 4, what type of team can you assemble or lean on others to assemble? So if you are the type of person that wants to be in control of the decision, well, then you're going to need to build a team if you don't already have that knowledge. And so, like I said, if you have the time to devote to learn all those things, great. If you want decision-making authority and yet you don't know a lot about real estate yet, you're going to have to go find that team. And that team takes time, whether it's property managers, agents, people who can go find deals, people who have been there before and can lean in to give you advice on the experiences that they've had before. So if you do want the decision-making authority, you don't have the time, you've got to go find those people that can help you make those decisions. And then the last piece is, how do you want your property to be valued? Typically, it's if you have a property under 4 units, it's valued through comps. So similar to when you buy or sell your house, you're going to go look at what other comparable properties have sold in the area. And then we go see, okay, based on this type of property that's similar to my property, here's what we think it's going to be worth. For larger commercial deals, 5 units and up, they look at it based on the income that it brings in. So if you want your property to be worth more money, you want to find a way to increase the value of that property to be able to increase the income of the property, therefore raising rent. So a lot of times a good strategy of multifamily is, we take an underperforming building. Maybe it doesn't have the best occupancy. Maybe it doesn't have the best quality of conditions. And so we increase the quality of conditions, increase the occupancy, increase the rents, and therefore in the long run, we can increase the value of the building. So you have more control over the value of the property when you control the rents and the decision-making of what happens versus being susceptible to the comps and what other people are doing in the market and those comparable properties that have sold dictating the value of your property. So there you have it. 6 questions, albeit some of them were intertwined together for you to consider when you're thinking about, do I want to have small multifamily investments or larger multifamily investments? If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Happy to help.